I'm Tinnin, the founder of Skillway, where we help you crush your sales goals and love what you do. And this is your Skillway Business Tip. At the end of every year, we typically evaluate everything that we do and decide whether or not we want to change any of our habits. The challenge comes is that we put so much pressure on ourselves that we think we're going to have immediate change. One of our favorite books at Skillway is The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. And what Charles talks about in his book is how habits work through the habit loop. And there are 3 steps in the habit loop. There is the trigger, the action, and the reward. So here's how the habit loop works, is that if you are looking at how the cue or the trigger tells your brain to do something, then you follow it through with the action, and then the reward is how you feel after you've done the action. Now, both good and bad habits start with the cue. And what he talks about is if you want to change any habit, good or bad, the first thing that you have to do is start with a cue. So we're going to use the example of, let's just say you want to start going for a walk every morning. The first thing that you would do is you would put your walking shoes by the door, or if you want to take it one step earlier, you could put your exercise clothes in the bathroom. That way, when you wake up in the morning, you see the clothes, you put them on, and that's the cue. Then your brain tells you, hey, let's go for a walk. So you go for a walk, and that is the action or the routine. And then finally, you get the reward where you feel great afterwards. But you can use the habit loop in any kind of habit that you want to change. So if you want to read more, set your book on your nightside table or put it on the coffee table. But I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how you can be a little bit nicer to yourself when you're trying to implement a new habit. And the first thing is to give yourself some grace. You're basically an amateur, so don't be so hard on yourself when you're trying to implement a new habit. The second thing is if you're one of those people, like myself, who really thrives on a streak strategy, then create some sort of way that you can have a checkbox on your calendar every single day that says you did it, and you get to celebrate that you did it. And then finally, if after a month or so you realize that plan A didn't work, then go for plan B. And if plan B doesn't work, remember there's 24 more letters in the alphabet. So you can just keep trying. And of course, I just want to let you know that yes, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves with New Year's resolutions. However, 20% of New Year's resolutions stick. So when you hear all of the stats about how we all fail at New Year's resolutions, just put yourself in the 20%. Or try one of the other 24 letters in the alphabet. And that is your Skillway Business Tip. Thank you.